Hey everybody, my name's Conrad, if you didn't know that already. Sorry you can't see my beautiful face. Ha, it's a funny joke. But in this video I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be showing you my Rubik's Cube collection. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Starting off with the classic 3x3. This is a classic, like, styled 3x3, it's not like an actual original, and it's actually one of the better ones because it doesn't lock up too much, but I can do probably one of these in about, like this one I could probably do in about 2.5 minutes because it's not as swift as a speed cube. Probably can't. This one is a speed cube, so it's a little bit more springy, and it allows you to like cut corners and stuff, so easier to move around it than this one where it's like it can lock up on you a lot. But these are two 3x3s. I have a V cube, which this is a different brand that makes cubes. They're famous for their pillow shape cube because the bigger the cube gets, the more uneven the little piece, the squares will be. So with the pillow shape, the cubes or the little squares will stop being uneven. And they're also famous for their picture cubes. So this is one of the Chicago Skyline. We got other sites in Chicago, but this is a picture cube. It's a little bit more difficult because the pieces could be, hold on, let me focus on that. The pieces could be, this is a little bit more difficult because the pieces could be in the wrong orientation, so this could be like upside down and then technically the cube's not complete, so you have to fix the orientation, and then that makes it a little bit more difficult. So these are the V cubes, and then my two like normal 3x3s. I have a 2x2. This is not mine actually. This is actually my algebra teachers who got me into doing Rubik's cubes. So they let me borrow this one. With cubes that are even numbers like a 2x2, they can run into what's called a parity. So it's like, parity would be these two corners are flipped. So they have to do a series of like moves to fix them, and then it just makes it difficult because usually it's a lot of moves that you can't really memorize. On a 4x4, this is by a brand called, I think, Shanghao. I'll throw it up on the screen, but they make really nice cubes. But this is my 4x4. I actually set it up to where there are two parities showing. So this one parity, let me focus that. Oh, nope. This one parity, you can see that this edge piece, these two edges are flipped, so the yellow is facing out instead of up. That's a parity which I'll show you the algorithm, but you have to do a series of moves to get that fixed. And then this other parity where these two corners are swapped. So this corner should be right here and vice versa. This is my 5x5. It's also the V Cube brand. Personally, I don't like the V Cube 5x5. I got it because on Amazon the images looked like there weren't stickers, but they were actually tiles. Like on this 3x3, the Rubik's 3x3, these are tiles instead of stickers. But these are actually stickers, and they're actually really bad stickers that come off easily. This is like one of the V cubes that don't come in a pillowed shape, so that's just kind of I thought that it'd be a little bit better, and I think it still might be, but it locks up a lot. It's super stiff and it's just annoying. So on this 5x5, the way you solve this is you have to solve the middle first, and then you get the outer edges, and then you do the corner, and then you solve it like a normal 3x3. A 5x5 has a constant middle like a 3x3, so it can't run into any parodies, unlike the 4x4. Next, moving on to the 7x7. Now this one's a monster. So this 7x7, it's made by the same company who made the 4x4. I like the stickers on here, and my 7x7 actually has a corner piece broken off because I was stupid trying to take it apart, and it's just the break is too tiny to put the corner back in, but I still can remember that it is just a red, blue, white piece. Just got to keep that in mind. But this takes me about like an hour and a half to 2 hours to solve, and it's just a pain. But there's no parodies because it's an odd number, so there's a tiny 3x3 on the inside, and then it goes to about turns into like a 5x5 on the inside, and then the outer edges. So what you actually do is you want to just solve the 5x5 on the inside, and I'll just go row by row solving that. Same on the 5x5, I just go row by row solving it. But yeah, and then once you do that, you solve the outer edges. It's the same concept as solving the 5x5, or kind of like the 4x4. It's just more time consuming because there's so many more pieces to do it. So yeah, and then once you get all that solved, then you can just solve it like a normal 3x3. Final cube. This one, this one's it's actually really fun if you're interested in solving, like, getting crazy different puzzles. So this one is, it just looks crazy whenever you look at it, your first look at it. But this right here, this piece right here is the center. So what happens is, this is the white cross, like I explained in the solving a Rubik's Cube video. Right here's the white cross, and then this is a corner piece, this is a corner piece, this is a corner piece. Oh wait, no, this is corner piece, this is a corner piece, this is a corner piece. Here's a corner piece, here's a corner piece. So that's just, you can tell because this is the center of the rotation. So this is the first layer, and then you got your second layer here. Right here is your second layer, and then you have the final layer. So what I usually do is, just because the first time I learned how to solve it, I started with the red blue, so now I'm just kind of used to that being the white side for me. So this one, I've only solved it twice so far because it's actually my algebra teacher's, and it's just, I've only solved it twice so far because I got it yesterday. So yeah, it's the same concept actually as the 3x3. You solve it the same way. It's just taking a different perspective right here. If you look at it at this angle, it's kind of like, you can kind of start to see it. I'll kind of highlight it in the video, but yeah. So these are all my cubes. These two are not mine, but all these guys right here are. So if you are getting into Rubik's Cubes, like I suggested in my last video, how to solve a 3x3 Rubik's Cube. If you wanna start, don't get a Rubik's brand cube unless you're kind of like, you want that traditional feel. But if you just want to have a nice cube, to get a speed cube. Then, because it moves so much more smoothly. I like it so much more. And then if you're getting into doing all these different cubes, you can get a 4x4, but you're gonna have to get used to understanding the different notations for cubes and like looking up the algorithm to solve parodies. But I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I like the 4x4 because it's easy, and then and it's just I kind of know it. So the 4x4, you can get a 4x4 or 5x5. Do not get a 6x6. I haven't even gotten one. I haven't tried one, but I don't want to because it's just gonna be too much. Because on top of the parodies, on top of the parodies, and then there's no constant setter, so it's just gonna be, oh, just don't get a 6x6. But 7x7, that's a good, solid challenge for you. If you got the 5x5 down and you just want to try the 7x7, it's really good. But for all cubes above the 3x3, get the Shanghai brand. They're super nice. They're smooth. They don't lock up too much, but they're not like speed cubes. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And leave suggestions down below for my next video. I might do a Q&A, but because so many people were doing Q&As, like Lucas, my friend Lucas, Cody, they're all doing Q&As. I was hesitant on doing that because I didn't want to be accused of copying. But I mean, it sounds like a good idea, so I might do a Q&A. If so, leave questions down below. I'll promote my Q&A on Snapchat. I'll promote my Q&A on my Instagram story. Leave questions down below on what I should, or what you want me to know in my Q&A, and I'll release that video on Sunday. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.